Meta apparently fired staff members because they misused a $25 meal coupon from Uber Eats. And the essence of the story is, being a good employer, people were putting in long hours. They decided that they would give them coupons to buy breakfast or lunch or dinner, presumably when you're in the office. There were some folks who said, well, I'm going to use it later. They didn't use it in the office, or they pooled it together with other staff members and bought other things beyond breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They got fired. They got fired for that, for misusing a $25 coupon. And in one case, somebody was making almost $500,000 got fired for misusing a $25 coupon from Uber Eats. I just don't quite what it says. Does that say, back to the entrepreneurial spirit, is that somebody watching every dollar or just being tone deaf?
Do you want to take this, Barb, or do you want me to dive into this?
You know what? I'll start by saying I love this story more than I can say. So why don't you go ahead and then I'll jump in after you.
Well, let's see. It's a bad look on Meta. It's a bad look on the employees all around. But if it's in the company policy and contracts you sign that this is how it's going to be used at offices in LA where there are no cafeterias, it's to be used on food. Full stop. It's not unlike employees going out and, trying to write off dinner or lunch. That's fine, but there's no booze allowed. So the line you cannot cross. But, give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. Human nature being what it is, you've got these very high-priced staffers who were like, well, it's there. So, I guess I'll use it for whatever I want to use. It's you don't need to. So why would you go there? Because, it's the company is like paying for this, but some of them were buying wine glasses and gifts for family. Well, like you're going to get caught. It's not through StubHub and getting a hamburger and fries while you're in the office. So sucks to be you. You broke the rules. You got to go. That said, for Zuckerberg, like he's trying to lean out the company. He's been very public about that, trying to save money. There's going to be layoffs and restructurings and a hiring freeze on. So you're letting these people go because of this? Really? How convenient for you. So, and in the departure papers, if that's on paper, that these employees are going to go to social media and say, this was why I was fired. So do you need any more bad publicity? Well, you got it now.
So I'm going to follow your train of thought there, because I think that ultimately this comes down to Zuckerberg and Meta wanting to clean house a bit. And who are the easy targets? Well, the easy targets are going to be the people who are, quote unquote, misusing these credits. Having said that, as Kim mentioned, if they are meant for at the office, so you could get $20 for breakfast, $25 for lunch, $25 for dinner, assuming you are there working and you don't have a place to go and get food, and that's what they're meant for. Well, yeah, ordering toothpaste and other groceries for your personal use, that's not included. That can be considered stealing from the company. And it's just one of those things that people have to understand. I mean, breaking the rules is breaking the rules. And I'm going to assume that it was clearly stated these are for use when you are at work. But again, I think this is an easy way to let people go and not pay them severance. People need to understand, though, when you're getting perks like this from the company, be very careful how you use it. Kim mentioned having an expense card to take people out for lunch and ordering booze. I would even take it a step further and say using that expense card to take your family out for dinner has nothing to do with business, and you are misusing that benefit.
Well, we know that if nothing else, it's just going to generate money for the lawyers. I mean, the way this is going, and it's going to be here's my problem with it is it's going to cost the company a whole lot more than the $25 Uber Eats coupon. And I understand that there's more than one coupon here and the principle of it, but to be able to say this is the final answer. Now, there was no indication as to whether or not this was the first incident. Like, was this something that was going on for months and months and months, and you were told? But with everything else that's going on, I think to Kim's point, bad look. But with everything else that's going on, this is what we're talking about, and we're not talking about the dangers and damages of social media at the feet of Mr. Zuckerberg. So
it's these little
there.
Dangling carrot stories. People love them because people can relate to them. Most people cannot relate to somebody making 400,000, but somebody getting a $25 gift card or coupon and making that much money and feeling the need to then get your toothpaste. Really, I think people love to look at that side of it, how you can be making so much money and yet you still feel the need to do this.
So many employees nickel and diming the company. It's we've seen it over the years, and it's like, really, I was thinking yesterday I had to go somewhere to represent my employer, and I thought, maybe I should submit the parking, and I'm like, really? It crossed my mind, but I'm like, I got this, right?
Yeah. The other side of this is though, and I realize we're talking about in some cases somebody who was making $400,000 a year. But the overarching conversation right now, doesn't matter where you are, what part of the world, but particularly in the United States against the backdrop of the election, is affordability. Now, again, we aren't able to go deeply enough on this because we don't have all the details. But what was in the state of mind that said, I need to use this? I'd rather need this for toothpaste and groceries rather than buying a sandwich at lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's...
If that is the case, I'm with you. If that is the case that somebody cannot afford to buy toothpaste and they used it for that, that's one thing. I think you're probably going to find a mix in there, because I think we all know when certain people get benefits through work, it's very easy to start feeling like that's an entitlement now. Well, I get that $75 or $70 every day toward food, so I might as well spend it.
Like lemmings, people talk, right? Employees are like, what? You use it for what? Oh, okay, well, I'm going to try to use it for this, that, and the other thing. I need to pick up a few things on the way home. It happens.
How many people are listening and watching right now have benefits at work and they get close to retirement and shit, I didn't know I had all these benefits and I never used them. So
how am I not getting 10 massages a year?
That's right. How did I miss out on all of that?